Okay, and we're back. Welcome to part 2 of Ask the King for May 2013. So, I'll tell you right now. Oh, hold on. Let me make sure this isn't making any noise. I'll tell you right now. This next question, it's a doozy. It's going to probably become controversial when I answer it. So, alert the internets. Let everyone know, yes, I'm finally addressing this, and I'm going to put it to bed because it is something that was really annoying, and I ignored it for a long time, and it basically became a huge ball of negativity for me, which I thought was fucking stupid, and now it's time to talk a little bit about it, okay? Because someone actually asked me about it. I said, all right, we're going to talk about it. So here we go. Get ready. Pull your pants up, tie them on, real tight. Make sure that fucking your clothes don't fly off during the answer to this question, all right? Here we go. Okay. Ahem. So, this question is from Rage Racer 7. Rage Racer 7 asks, "Hey Phil, I just recently saw a YouTube video from a guy named Evil AJ 2010, where he pretty much made fun of you in almost every way possible, from you having a horrible attention span to you sucking at playing video games. Me being a fan of yours, seeing this video made me disgusted about how some people would make a 2.5-hour-long video just to make fun of one person. I want to ask, do you get surrounded by this kind of hate quite often? If you do, what do you do about it? Do you just ignore it, or do you do something about it?" And that's from Rage Racer 7 again. Make sure my throat is nice and clear for my answer. If you don't know what Rage Racer is talking about, there have been 2 people recently who took it upon themselves to go back into my archives of footage and to fully watch my Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3 playthroughs from the HD remakes of those games last year. Actually, oops, I forgot to start my timer. There we go. And basically to make extremely long montage videos of the gameplay where they added their own personal quirks and snippets and commentary, making fun of me. Okay? Now, some people are like, oh, it should be an honor because these guys do it to all kinds of different YouTubers. It's an honor to be made fun of, okay? Okay, fine. In that regard, if that's really how you want to take it, that's fine. But he's asking me, number one, do I actually come across this kind of hate all the time, and then how do you handle it? The first answer is, I just want people to look back at the history of myself on YouTube and now on Twitch. When I started out, I was a nobody. I had this stupid little camera. It wasn't even an HD camera. I would film, as a joke or as a hobby, I would film myself playing games sideways on my widescreen TV. The camera footage was awful. And I was just dicking around in games, making fun of the game bugs, drinking, swearing, just basically doing, generally silly stuff. That's kind of what it was. It wasn't anything that I took seriously. It wasn't anything that, I was really, dedicating time and effort to. It was just a hobby. Well, all of a sudden, I started becoming popular by complete chance. I don't know if it was because I was just one of the first people to do that. Instead of just doing direct capture with, oh, this is a high-level fucking gameplay or whatever, I was doing it to have fun. And that's the difference between myself and a lot of other gamers. A lot of people, when they play games, they do it so that they say they have this challenge, and then finally when they dedicate the time and effort to complete this challenge, they get this sense of accomplishment. And it's that sense of accomplishment, that pot of gold at the end of the rainbow that you work so hard to get to, that people love. And there are very difficult games out there, like Dark Souls is one example, where if you beat that game without getting any help, or you grinded and you just learned everything for yourself, you will feel an overwhelming sense of accomplishment when you finally beat it. Okay? I'm not that kind of person. I've always been the kind of person outside of Street Fighter, which was the one game that I actually did want to play competitively, and I would feel accomplished when I beat people. But outside of that game, I never felt that with video games. In fact, especially for single-player video games. So, a game like Metal Gear Solid 2, a game like Demon's Souls, why would I feel so overwhelmingly accomplished? It's a single-player game. I didn't know there was a competition where every time that you play a video game, you're automatically entered into the who's the best at this game competition, and you have to be playing at an ultra-high level to enjoy the game. That's not me. That's never been me. So from the day that I started my footage on YouTube, it's never been about that, okay? But there are some people who don't fucking get it. And there are some people who think that because I don't play games at a high level, that I don't deserve attention, that I don't deserve views, I don't deserve to make money off of it. And there is this movement of people who are almost kind of like this upper echelon elitist people. oh, well, Metal Gear Solid is a game that's a masterpiece, and for someone to play it and not excel at it, someone who didn't read the instruction manual and can't figure out how to do something in the game, that's not entertaining. So it's my job to publicly deride and try to bring down this person because this person has some internet popularity and they don't deserve it. And this has been something that's been ongoing since day one. Now my air conditioner is getting really loud and annoying. I'm about to go punch it in a second if it keeps it up. Basically, there's a group of people who are just so infuriated that I could have ever made it doing stuff on YouTube because I'm not a tournament level player, because I'm not dedicating myself to learn how to play these games at high levels. No, I don't research games before I play them. I literally said at the beginning of the Metal Gear Solid 2 playthrough, I've never played this game before. This is one of the games that I skipped during the time period when this was popular. I have no idea how to play it. I'm probably going to suck at it. Like, I prefaced the playthrough saying that. So anyone who listened to that and then went ahead and watched the playthrough and got angry or incensed, oh, he sucks at the game, he's not playing the game right, how dare he insult Kojima, shame on you. You were the one who didn't listen. I warned you ahead of time. You could have said, well, this guy's going to suck at the game, I close the playthrough and I don't watch. But instead, there's these people who just, they like to torture themselves, I guess. I don't know what it is, okay? Now, in regards to, in the past, have I come up against this kind of hate? Absolutely, since day one. Remember, I used to have entire YouTube channels, DSP Cult Leader, what was it, The King of Weight HD, people who used to make these parody channels, and all they were dedicated to me and hating on me, saying that I was an evil person. I was trying to brainwash children into watching my content so that I could make money. I was trying to basically brainwash you, the viewer, and beg for donations. Well, look, take a look now. Years later, I'm actually doing, you know, well financially, making decent money off of doing this YouTube and Twitch thing, and I've actually stopped taking donations. As of the beginning of last year, I said I will no longer take any donations. Do not send me money, because I want to earn my living. So no, I'm not trying to brainwash and have this become some fucking scheme where it's a money-making venture and that's all I care about, okay? And believe me, there are other people who I get compared to all the time, like Tobuscus, like PewDiePie, who are making probably 100 times more than what I make in a year, yet they don't get that kind of derision, alright? Which is kind of ridiculous. Like, they're not in it for the money. Yeah, right, okay? So, that's the bottom line. I've always had this negative association. Oh, how could Phil succeed? How, even when I was in the Street Fighter community, people didn't like me. How could that asshole succeed? Look at him. He's not the guy who goes to every tournament and practices for hundreds of hours. Why does he actually get to win at Street Fighter? So here it is again. He doesn't do the same thing as everyone else. He's not this top-level elitist gamer. Why does he get to be successful on YouTube? And this is this mentality, okay? Now, when it comes to this particular video, and it comes to this particular person, I know nothing whatsoever about them. It's like I said, I don't watch other people's videos on YouTube. I'm too busy with my own stuff, and I find that if I got wrapped up in stupid drama wars with everyone else, it would be for the worst. I'd rather just focus on my own stuff. That's the bottom line, okay? So, when it comes to this video, I was aware of it, but I didn't know what it was. At first, I mean, basically it's theft, because this guy blatantly downloaded my videos without my consent, made a montage of gameplay, which is illegal. You can't just download someone's video from YouTube and make your own montage without their permission. And then he was making fun of me during it. And it wasn't like, okay, let's jab a poke here and there at Phil. It was malicious. The video was malicious. It's basically this guy really just saying that I'm a piece of shit, I'm worthless, I don't deserve to be a gamer, I shouldn't be making any money or get any views on YouTube or Twitch. It's a really malicious video. You can tell there's negative intent there. It's not something that's meant to be funny. And the fact that this guy made a 2.5-hour montage shows that, number one, he obviously didn't enjoy the playthrough, so why he watched the entire Metal Gear Solid 2 playthrough, I have no idea. But then he took the time to actively download these videos illegally and make a montage, okay? A 2.5-hour montage, okay? Who in their right mind would ever do that? And I'm being serious here. Like, if you're mentally stable, who would force themselves to watch an 8+ hour playthrough of something you don't like, then download all the videos to make a 2.5-hour hate montage? Who would do that? I mean, sure, there are people who do parodies and people... Look at the Nostalgia Critic. Made his living off of taking pop culture from the 80s and 90s and doing these videos where he makes fun of it, okay? And that's different. It's a 10-15 minute snippet versus 2.5 fucking hours. Like, you have to be mentally ill. And I'm being serious. This person, if you're watching this, you need help. You need to go check yourself in. Seriously, like, you need to have the white coats come get you because you have something wrong with you. A normal person would not fucking do that. You are mentally unstable and mentally ill, okay? And that's the bottom line. Now, I want you to think about this. Why would someone make a video like that? Completely malicious intent. Why would someone, I don't like this person, I don't like the content that they put out, but I'm going to force myself to watch an 8-hour playthrough. I'm going to make a 2.5-hour montage. What could be the two reasons? There are two underlying reasons why he would have made this video. Number one, he's just insanely jealous of me. He's insanely jealous that here on YouTube and Twitch, I'm now successful. I'm making a living doing it. He's insanely jealous because maybe he's trying to do it and he can't. And so I got to make fun of the guy and I got to hate on the guy who's made it because I haven't. And I can understand that. I'm not saying that's what happened. I'm saying that's a possibility. I don't know anything about this guy. So these are hypothetical situations, okay? The other is that the guy is one of these gamers, like I mentioned, who play the games to feel accomplishment. And so for him, maybe Metal Gear is one of his biggest, famous, most beloved series. And he really feels that Kojima is a guy who's made a masterpieces and his directing of the game was amazing and that this game is like one of the best games ever made. And maybe he literally got insulted to see me play the game as poorly as I did. Again, if that's your mentality, number one, I'm not a person who plays a game for accomplishment. I play a game just to have silly fun. I feel that that's kind of what you should do. You should relax and have fun with the game. So that's not what I was playing the game to do a master level run and feel accomplishment. In fact, I even say at the beginning of the playthrough, I'm suck at this game. I'm not going to do well at it. I mean, I prefaced the playthrough with that. So for him, if this is who he is, to be so... I gotta go stop this stupid air conditioner from making so much noise. Hold on. Shut up. There. Sorry about that. The air conditioner in my living room can be noisy and I have to punch it and then it stops. Okay. So, if he is one of these people who gets his feeling of accomplishment, and he was really, like, insulted or angered that I was playing the game at a poor level, but my playthrough was actually getting views, again, he needs to check himself into a mental institution. Because there's so many more important things in the world than focusing on someone who's playing games on YouTube and making a 2.5-hour hate-filled montage to make fun of them. Like, that's just sick. It really is disturbing, and I'm actually afraid of this guy, that he's like a nut job, and that if I continue to play games on YouTube, he's going to show up here one night and try to murder me. I mean, seriously, he's fucking ridiculous. And people, it's funny, because since that video came out, I've gotten hundreds, I'm not exaggerating, hundreds of hate-filled tweets and messages on YouTube. You're a horrible gamer. You should never play a game again. You should die, because Metal Gear is like the best game ever, and you suck at it. And I'm like, really? There's this many people who are of this mindset? Do you not understand that games are for entertainment, not for fucking feeling like you accomplished some great thing? If I'm going to really dedicate my time and effort into something, it's going to be something real world. You know what I mean? I'm going to go build a business, which is what I've pretty much done here on YouTube and now on Twitch. I'm going to say, okay, I climbed this mountain and I put out entertaining content and it became popular and I'm making it now. That's what I'm going to feel accomplished about. Not because I played one particular fucking video game for hours on end to become a master level player and I put up a master level playthrough on YouTube or Twitch. That's ridiculous. That is insanity. Now, the only thing that I can say in this guy's defense is that maybe he was so mad because a lot of the times during the playthrough, I remember particularly I said, damn it, Kojima, couldn't you have made this easier? Couldn't you have explained how to do this? Couldn't you have done that? And I did blame the game developer. That is something that I frequently do in my playthroughs, and sometimes it's legitimate rage if it is a big problem, if it's something that I feel they could have really done better in the game, but sometimes it's just for comedic effect. No, I don't hate Hideo Kojima. Do I think that his games are overblown? Do I think that he is kind of held on a pedestal a little bit too much, and I feel that he's kind of almost overhyped? Yes, I do. I think that his games are good. I think that he would be a better screenwriter or a writer of a book than a game. Metal Gear Solid 4 was a convoluted mess where it should have just been a movie. The gameplay didn't even need to be in the damn game. But that's my personal opinion. For someone to get so incensed over a playthrough, he insulted Kojima? That's it. I have to watch this whole thing and make a 2.5-hour hate-filled montage. What the fuck is your problem? Like, really? And I hate to say, to be cliche here, get a life. If this is what you're focusing your life on, you need to get a life. If your entire focus of your life is to watch people and then make fun of them, you need to get a life. You need to find something of your own to be proud of rather than trying to deride others. Now, it's fun every once in a while to deride someone. Like I said, Nostalgia Critic, he puts out 15-minute videos that are funny. That's okay. 2.5 hours, you're fucked in the head, okay? And that's all I have to say on the subject. I'm sure I'm going to come up against massive hate. I'm sure there's going to be massive haters. There always have been in the past. There always will be in the future. And the bottom line is not to focus on it. I got, like I said, hundreds of hate-filled tweets, hundreds of hate-filled private messages on YouTube direct as a response to that video that this guy posted. Guess what I do? Delete, 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 and block that stupid motherfucker. Because you know that person is an idiot. If someone actually took active time out of their day to watch a 2.5 filled hateful montage and then spam your video and or your Twitter account with nonsense, you know that person is stupid. They're just stupid that they think that that is a useful use of their time. So that's all I have to say about the subject. I'm sure more people will do this kind of stuff in the future, especially because I guess this video kind of went viral per se and got some pretty good views. Now people will think it's the in thing to make fun of DSP. Whatever. I'm the kind of person, I push ahead, I focus on my own stuff. If this guy hadn't asked this question, I never would have even addressed this issue because I don't give a shit. People can hate on me all they want. As long as I continue to put out entertaining content, people continue to watch and tell me that they're enjoying what I'm doing, that's all that matters to me. Let me tell you something. Over the course of the time that I've been on YouTube, I've gotten many, many messages from people who said, Phil, I just want to write you this personal message, not because I say that you're a great gamer or whatever, but I want to let you know something. Today, something horrible happened in my life. Whether it was someone passed away, this person is sick, someone broke up with them. I've gotten so many messages like this where people say something really negative was going on, and I jumped on your YouTube channel and I watched your videos, and it put a damn smile on my face. And that means the world to me because I was at a point where I felt so low, and you were able to turn that around. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. And when I get messages like that, it makes it worthwhile to do what I do. To know that regardless of the fact that I'm not a pro-level gamer, I'm not a person who's a master elitist who's the best at every game that I play, and no, I'm not a competitive gamer anymore. I don't go out and play Street Fighter competitively. To know that at least what I'm doing is making a difference in some people's lives makes it all worthwhile. There could be 5 million fucking people who hate my guts, but if one person's life got turned around because I put a smile on their face, and maybe they did something a little bit differently that day, and maybe I made them not do something harsh or rash, that makes me feel amazing. And that means that I'm going to continue to fucking do this for as long as I possibly can, and not care about some fucking stupid elitist prick idiot who fucking took 2.5 hours to make a montage video. What a waste of fucking life, seriously. Like, don't think there's anything more important in your life than to do that. I know that there's more important stuff, and that's why I don't do that kind of stuff. That's why I stopped friend request ridicule. As funny as it was to be ridiculing people and making fun of them, I mean, it's not what I want to do. I want to entertain through comedy, through gameplay. I don't want to entertain through hate and making fun of people. That's not me, and to know that over the past 5 years now that I've been doing this, that I have made a difference in people's lives makes it all the worthwhile, and I will continue to do it until I can't anymore for whatever reason. And that's the end of my answer for that question. I know it was very long-winded. I'm sure now everything will blow up on the internet about how Phil insulted this guy. Fuck it. Fuck it. I'm above this bullshit, okay? I got more important shit to do than worry about this bullshit. These jealous, petty people. Let's move on. Okay. Next question. Hey Phil, on YouTube the dislike bar isn't working this week, so all the new videos on YouTube have 0 dislikes. Do you think this is a good thing or a bad thing? And this is from Trigger Happy. Good question, Trigger Happy. If you don't know what he's talking about, a week or two ago there was a bug on YouTube where no one could dislike a video. And it's funny because as I've just mentioned, I have my group of haters who love to come to my videos and dislike for different reasons. So a lot of the times I'll have a video up, it's not even long enough for the video to be fully watched, and they're disliking it. Well, people noticed that for 1 week I didn't have any dislikes on my videos. If you want my honest opinion, I don't see why the dislike feature exists. Okay? Here's the thing. If enough people like your video, it should be maybe more prominently displayed. I don't know. Honestly, I don't even believe in the like-dislike system because I think that people abuse it, okay? But I don't understand. Why do people need to have the ability to say something blatantly negative? This is what I don't get. And I say this all the time. There are people who actively seek out stuff they don't like just so they can shit on it. And I made this analogy earlier in the week in a stream that I did. If I really don't like something, let's say, for example, I hate Kim Kardashian. I don't know. I don't personally hate her, but I hate Kim Kardashian. I don't like anything about her. I don't like the fact that she's famous, that she made money, and that she's on TV, and that she's doing all this stuff, and she's popular. I hate her. Do I actively seek out things Kim Kardashian on YouTube and leave hateful comments on the videos and thumbs down? Or do I avoid the content? If you're a rationally thinking human, you avoid the content. But for some reason, there are people who I need to find stuff that I hate and spew my negativity and filth all over it. I don't understand that. That's like mental illness to me. So that's not the kind of person I am. So for me, I would never dislike a video. I never have disliked a video. I never will. If it's something I'm watching and I don't like it, I leave and I avoid it later on. I don't purposely make it my active duty to go be negative about stuff. And I really do feel that people who do that, they have mental illness. So I think, if you want my honest opinion, if YouTube really wants to revamp their website and prove that they're not some little kitty teenage gossip bullshit website, which is pretty much what it's treated like right now, get rid of likes and dislikes. Fuck it. If people want to watch, they'll fucking watch and it'll have views. If they don't, they'll ignore the video. They don't have to spam their bullshit all over videos, and you're actually facilitating that by having ways for people to spew their negativity. Get rid of it, YouTube. It doesn't belong there. It doesn't help anyone. It should be removed. That's my personal opinion. Next question. Hey Phil, with the next-gen consoles on the horizon, oh boy, I went way long on that question, I know. Hey Phil, with the next-gen consoles on the horizon, have you considered as part of your end-of-year series to do a top 10 or 20 best or worst games you've played this generation? I think that it would be a very interesting idea and also provide a great trip down memory lane for yourself and your longtime fans. Perhaps even include some of the funniest or worst moments of games you've played this generation. What do you think of this idea? And again, that's from Dr. Sanchez. This year, for year-end stuff, I may be doing things a little differently because that may be a good idea. We're now moving into the next generation of consoles. And undoubtedly, over the next year or two, the PlayStation 3, the Xbox 360 may fizzle out. I don't know if the Xbox One is as big as a flop as everyone thinks it's going to be. Maybe the Xbox 360 won't fizzle out. But what I'm saying is, it may be a time for a retrospective. It may be a time when we look back at all the stuff that I've done on YouTube over this console generation. We say, what was the best of this generation? What was the worst? Not only games, but we're talking features. We're talking trends. That could be a really cool idea for a series that I do at the end of the year. Let's see if it comes to fruition. Okay? Alright. Next question. Hey Phil, I noticed you got upset during the racist parts of BioShock Infinite. You explained that unlike the racist jokes you sometimes make during your videos, real racism pisses you off. Although racism was from a video game, it still bothered you. My question is that at what point does racism become real or just satire? Thanks. And that's from Garlic Pepper. It's pretty easy to make the distinction. And a lot of people say, oh, there's a fine line, it's a gray area. It's not. It's this simple. It's when what you're doing, your actions, actually have a negative effect on the person. Okay? So if I'm making a silly joke about a racist stereotype or whatever during a playthrough, is that really hurting a particular person? Is that really hurting that race? Let's really think about it. No, not really. But if I were a person who was running my own business and I refused to interview candidates based completely off of their race, I refused to pay my employees equally because of their race, that's fucked up. That is racism, okay? It's very easy, and I know, again, there's some people who like to be too bitchy about it. Oh, he made a racist joke. That's so insensitive, but no one got hurt. The difference is when people start getting hurt, that's when it's fucked up, and you have to draw the line. I mean, let's think about it. Back in the day in America, there used to be segregation, and you used to have black people weren't allowed to drink from the same water fountains as white people. How preposterous is that? They literally made double everything so that black people wouldn't interact with white people. Like, oh my, now of course, in this day and age, we have a different way of thinking. We're a lot more liberal, but back then, that was like common thinking. Things change over time. And really what it comes down to is, do you hurt someone or something? I like to think that my comedy, when I throw in a little racist stereotype joke here or there, it's not malicious, it's not intended to hurt anyone, and obviously I'm not serious. Do I really think that, you know, these stereotypes are true. No, I think that it's just a common misconception or a common thing that people say, and it's funny. I am not intending to insult anyone, and I do apologize if anyone takes my humor the wrong way, but understand that I am a 100% multicultural accepting person. Even, you know, there are people who, just in recent years, ever since 9/11, now everyone hates people who are Muslim. That's fucking preposterous for you to say that a person that's of a certain race, a certain religion, is immediately negative or evil or bad. That is so closed-minded and so dumb and unintelligent and illogical to think. And I hate people like that, because there are people who want to force that shit down your throat, who want to tell you that they're right and their agenda against a certain group of people is correct, and they want you to think it too, and if you don't think it, you're part of the enemy. There are mentally ill people out there who think like this, and you have to be very careful who you associate yourself with, because you don't want to end up being, you know, corralled into one of those groups. And next thing you know, you're making these crazy decisions. You are the manager or the business owner, and all of a sudden you are making these crazy decisions based off of a person's beliefs or a person's race, and that's completely wrong, immoral, illogical, and that's why I think there's a major difference between it. I hope that no one ever gets insulted by the stuff that I say in my videos. It's not meant to be racially insensitive or anything like that, and to understand that I joke about myself as much, if not as more, than, you know, I'm making jokes about other people and races and stuff. So understand that we're all part of the joke. As long as you have a good sense of humor, you understand it. I hope that you don't take my jokes the wrong way. Okay. I think we may have time for one more question, and it looks like we're going to be doing a triple part episode this time. This is going to be a 3-part Ask the King, because I still have all these Twitter, Facebook, and I'm going to do live stream questions. So I'm going to answer one more question, and then we'll take a short break here on Twitch, or I'm going to end the part. There'll be a new part on YouTube for part 3 to end this episode, okay? All right. So this question is from Twitter. It's from Snoop Sagarum. I can't really pronounce it, so I apologize there. And he asks, when is the Megaman Marathon going to resume? If you want to know what he's talking about, for the past 2 years during the summer, there's downtime. And what I mean is, there's like nothing going on during the summer. I don't know what it is traditionally, but no new releases usually come out, or very limited new releases come out during the summer months. So what I've done the past 2 years is held marathons of Mega Man. 2 years ago, I actually did the original Mega Mans, and I played Mega Man 1 all the way through, I think it was Mega Man, I want to say 6 or 7 on the NES. Then, last year, I did a Mega Man X marathon. And in that one, I played Mega Man X 1 through, I think it was 1 through 5. And I do believe I own 6 and 7. I may even own 8. I don't know how long they went. But I bought them all, and I played a bunch of them. But then, of course, I ran out of time. Will I be resuming that? Well, it's an interesting question, because I never played, like, the next-gen Mega Man games, the ones that were made for, like, PlayStation 2. And people say those are dramatically different from the ones previous. In addition to that, I didn't play the Mega Man Legends series. And Mega Man Legends was a series that a lot of people enjoyed as well. But again, it was way different. Will I be resuming that this year? I'm not sure. I want to see what I want to do. I may do it, I may not. But if you remember, this year what I'm trying to do is stay away from only doing one type of content every week, per se. So that way there's a variety of content, rather than, oh, well, I don't like the Mega Man. Well, fuck it, it's Mega Man week. I guess I'm not watching anything from DSP this week, because that's all he's doing. So what I may do, maybe I will resume it, and I'll split it up, where I'm playing one Mega Man game, but I'm also doing something else. It all depends. I actually have to update my schedule, because I haven't updated it in a month or two. And I know that some new releases have been announced for the summer. I know there's a new Call of Duty expansion, Zombies, that I didn't get to do the last one. I definitely want to do the next one. I actually heard that there's some other, like, good downloadable titles that may be coming out this summer. So once I update that schedule, then I'll see if I can fit different things in there to do marathons for. But I think it's a good idea. I may do it in the future, so good question. Okay, well, we're out of time. It's been about a half hour, so what I'm going to do, like I said, we're going to take a short break here on the stream on Twitch. I'm also going to split the video for YouTube, so be sure to come back for part 3 and the conclusion of the May 2013 Ask the King. I've got lots of Twitter and Facebook questions, plus I'll be taking live questions from the chat. So stick in there, and I'll be right back, everybody.